Hello, and welcome back to the award-winning East Africa travel podcast, hosted by me, Charlotte Beauvoisin, author of Diary of a Mzungu. Today, I'm in Tanzania. In fact, I'm in Arusha. Specifically, I'm not far from Mount Meru. I had a spectacular view of it yesterday, and I'm sure it will reappear, but at the moment it's rather grey and misty and dull. Well, it's often the way I plan to sit down and record something for you, and then all the noise kicks off. I can hear some children out at the front of the building, and at the back some labourers are doing a bit of hammering, but I will persevere. This is the reality of recording on location, and in fact, somebody invited me to use their podcast studio the other day, and I had to say that is so not me. So here I am in Tanzania with all my recording equipment, and I've got some interesting content for you coming up later on in season 2. I've been recording elephants. Again, you say, but these ones are savanna elephants. I've also been recording hyena. I had a conversation with the general manager of Forest Hill Hotel in Arusha. That was a beautiful spot for a few days. I've been here attending Kili Fair, a massive trade show, and working with a group of influencers, which has been really great fun. We went on a whistle-stop tour of the Northern Circuit in Tanzania. Didn't make it quite as far as Serengeti on this occasion, but we saw leopards asleep in a tree in Lake Manyara. We saw lions in several places, including Ngorongoro Crater, which is one of my life goals to have finally made it there. We had a beautiful safari in Tarangire National Park and stayed in Baobab Camp. I learned a lot about tourism in Tanzania as well, and it's much busier than the circuits that we have in Uganda. A lot more big safari vehicles and guides that speak several languages, including fluent French and German. So it's interesting to be here in Tanzania to see things that are the same but different, as we'd say in Uganda. We had a spectacular hot air balloon safari over Tarangire. It's quite amazing to be skirting the tops of trees. We were with Miracle Experience. It's not just a hot air balloon safari, it's a freshly cooked breakfast in the middle of nowhere. So that was a really memorable experience. Anyway, so lots of travel inspiration from Tanzania coming later on in this season. I was recording live on our balloon safari. In fact, Captain Rami, our pilot, was just as excited as we were to see the different animals beneath us. I had such fun being part of the influencer team. Alarinka from Nigeria, Sophie and Red from Tanzania, Diana from Romania, Queen Tracy from Uganda, and shout out to baby Kabai, who recruited all of us. I first met her 10 years ago. We did a promotion with Kenya Tourism Board and went on safari to Amboseli, and we stayed in the fabulous Tawi Conservancy. I'll never forget that trip. I did a camelback safari. It was absolutely amazing. I'll put links to all the influencer team in the show notes of this episode if you want to look them up. I learned a lot about TikToks and Instagram Reels. I was the geek in the front of the vehicle, cross-examining the driver, asking him about all the bird life. Being a writer and a trainer, I love all the detail, whereas the Gen Zs are more about look at this, look at that, move on to this place, and look at this place. And it's all about the excitement at the moment, whereas I look at things in a longer term way, I suppose. But it was a fantastic mix, and I think we really worked well together. Shout out to the ladies. Hope to get a chance to work with you all again next year. Kili Fair is the Karibu Kili Fair. It's 2 trade shows working together to promote Kilimanjaro region of Tanzania and Tanzania as a whole, and working with Africa Travel and Tourism Association, ATA, who gave me an award for the podcast in 2025, and all the different service providers in tourism, whether TANAPA, the national parks here in Tanzania, conservation organisations, vehicle suppliers, balloon companies, beach resorts, Zanzibar. And then, of course, there was the Ugandan tourism industry, people from all across East Africa and Africa as a whole, agents flying in from all around the world, and a ton of media too. In this week's episode, we pick up on the story of last week. It was an interesting episode and I've had lots of comments on it. And the Mzungu I found on the edge of the forest, well, I kindly escorted him off our land, but other people thought I was far too generous with him. I decided to give him the benefit of the doubt and call him naive, but other people really didn't like his attitude. We catch up again with some of the big mammals that we share our life with on the edge of Kibale Forest, and I introduce you to Hope and Papa Les, two of my Sunbird Hill family. I have a couple of impromptu conversations with them both, and it's fun to give their perspectives on what's been happening on the edge of the forest. Before we get into this week's episode, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's made a review or a comment, particularly to Fanny, Marcus, Lisbo, Sally, Aggie of the On Uganda podcast, and Ilbra. And please, I'd love you to follow the podcast on your favourite app. I don't want you to miss anything. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I do feel sorry for our neighbours. Listen to them. It's exhausting. That sounds like our neighbour John, German. So he will have been on alert for 5 hours that I know of. And it's very dark. And there are a few people out there. I can hear an elephant moving around, so they're chasing it away from their crops back towards the forest. And people died doing this. A couple of years ago we heard about a farmer who dropped his torch, bent over to pick it up and got knocked by an elephant. Unmistakable sound of an elephant. Boop, 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 boop. It's the night after all the commotion with the elephants. God, it was busy last night. Couldn't sleep. Oh, a pair of Hadada ibis. Don't see them all that often. Just walking down towards the cottages here at Sunbird Hill, and there are two ibises on the ground probing the grass with their big curved bills, and they spend most of their time on the ground in a nice sort of lawn area like this, picking insects. One of them's just got something, and they are dark brown birds with an iridescent green sheen, particularly on the outer wing feathers, and yeah, unmistakable curved bill, which is very long, and they're also very noisy. They're here in a pair, but they're not resident here. You only see them certain times of year, actually. If you were down in Entebbe or Kampala, if you're near Lake Victoria, you would see them throughout the year, I think. Parrots! I must mention, one of the next episodes is my conversation with Rowan Martin of the World Parrot Trust. We love parrots up here. It's one of the native species of Kibale Forest, and the Sunbird Hill team are doing a parrot monitoring project with some of the local farmers. Here we have the hadadas. They're going to fly off at some point because they're just where I want to walk. Hadada, or hardida, as the South Africans call them. All right. You can come back down in a minute. I'm just walking underneath. I would say the bird is about a foot long. Half a metre, approximately. Big chunky specimen. Right, okay, let me leave you be. We have to have the last word. The Hadada's seen me walk out from the other side of the tree, I think. It's okay, I'm going. If I come back in a few minutes, the pair of Hadada ibis will be back on the grass, feeding. Yeah, the second one's just flown back around into the tree that I just walked underneath. Right, okay, so this morning, we're on a mission. Thank you for coming with me on my morning walks. It's nice to have someone to talk to. Back to today, or should I say back to last night. Could not sleep. Too much going on. Chimps have been really noisy. As you know, I went looking for the chimps to see what was going on, and I bumped into somebody who was on our land without our permission. He was in the park without a permit, without a guide, but he'd disturbed the chimps, so that's not good. Later on, of course, there was more than one elephant below my house, and they kept our neighbours awake, probably the whole night. I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning, I woke up again later, or earlier, whichever way you want to see it, and keen to know what's going on, hoping our neighbours are safe, and yeah, I could really hear the urgency in the farmer's voice as he was trying to get the elephants to move away from his farm and his crops and what he and his family live on. It's all very well me giving you these insights, these extraordinary insights, but these are real people we're talking about, and it can get really desperate. So it's all quiet here today, but there's elephant evidence. I'm not sure how recent it is. I don't think it's from last night. This is a few days old. Oh, I can smell something now. I mean, I don't need to be on the trails. So I'm just investigating. But I'm going to be quiet for a moment in case I disturb something round the corner. Turacos. Great blue turacos, flock of them. Lots of broken branches here. I think I just heard a bush buck. It's a very ugly sound. It just sounds like a big cough. And it just does it once. It goes, oh! Ooh, stepping over big elephant potholes, elephant footprints now. But not a lot else to see, but something big has moved through here. You can see the vegetation's been squashed, flattened, different areas. Oh, how? Walked into something. My attention was caught by an elephant footprint that's full of water. That hole is almost a metre wide. Yeah, it's really churned up the footpath. I don't know whether the elephants follow our footpath or our footpath is based on where the elephants have been treading over the years. And then here we have a big tree, and I love pausing here because you can see where elephants have cleaned their tusks over the years. What they've done is they've got some grass or bush or something wrapped around their tusks and they want to remove it, and so they end up pulling off a bit of bark off the tree. I can see that in a couple of places. It's a few years old now, but I can still see the scar on the bark. I remember when I found that. Just little signs of wildlife. Because I have done this walk many hundreds of times, but I never actually see an elephant, except at night when I'm with others and we get a big torch and we go down to the birders' lounge, or if we're driving through the national park in a vehicle. But other than that, don't ever see them. But that is intentional, ladies and gentlemen. I do not want to bump into an elephant, so I don't do my walks at dawn and I don't do them at dusk, because that's when the elephants are around, because they're forest elephants. They are active at night. Okay, so I haven't really seen much evidence of elephant damage, which was the purpose of my walk this morning. Right, I'm going to motor up this hill and that'll be my exercise for the morning. Then I'll get back to my wooden house, start going through all these recordings for you.
So what's new today?
I've just been on my morning walk looking for evidence of elephants because it was very noisy last night.
They must have disappeared by the time I came over.
Well, yeah, but they were in the farmers' fields. I was woken up at 1 o'clock by one of the farmers.
1 o'clock?
Yeah, I think it was John, German, and he sounded quite insistent, you know, very strong voice.
So 1 o'clock in the morning, John?
Yeah, and I could hear him very clearly.
Yeah.
He was really going for it, really shouting hard.
Right.
Yeah, so I was wondering if I was going to see much evidence, but I didn't really. So they were clearly moving around here because you can see where the grass and the bush has been flattened.
Yeah.
But I think they've gone down that valley area.
Right.
That's where a lot of people are planting, aren't they?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So it was all elephant chasing and chimps last night.
Chimps were around, are they?
Yeah, chimps were making a lot of noise as well. Quite a long night.
Oh dear, I missed it all. I think all the foliage here deadens the sound.
Yeah, I hear it. I could hear something breathing about 8 o'clock, but you were in the kitchen then, weren't you?
Yeah. Well, I often hear the breathing,
Yes.
the deep breathing, but nothing else. So I'm a bit oblivious to what's going on.
Yeah. But it's hard to tell where the sound is coming from. I feel like they're right next to the fence because the breathing is so loud.
Yes.
But
yeah.
actually, I think it's carried up the hill, isn't it? So they're probably 100 metres away or more.
Yes, it's difficult to tell really in
Yeah.
this environment.
Yeah. So
So did you get some decent recordings?
I did, yeah. I think I have a podcast episode,
Excellent.
which is fun. And we're about the 10 elephants.
So we had taken a quite good weeks without elephants. So,
Yeah.
But when they came, I think there were like 10. Because they dug ponds down there.
Yeah.
And then they crossed at Paparese's house. He could say, "Does the elephant breathe?"
Oh, he heard them. Wow.
I'm like, so he was hearing the stomach.
Yes, when they go...
He said, "I could hear something."
Yeah.
Anyway, they were very close. So they went to the parrot garden.
Yes.
They threw down the trees. They dug the ground.
Oh, God.
They went to Concorde's home. And just few distance from his house, they threw all the matoke down and ate it. And went to the garden of maize. When you're standing across the other side of the road, you just see like a playground in the middle of the
Oh, God.
in the middle of the maize garden. So everyone was shocked that day what they did.
But what about the men that normally guard in the field? Were they not there? They just came unexpectedly?
They were not expecting
Oh,
them.
no.
So they just came and did whatever they did, and they did it 3 times and disappeared. And now they are back.
Well, that's why everyone was getting so excited earlier with all the drums.
So smart. And they have learnt how to cover the trench.
I saw the biggest elephant footprint ever today. It was about that big. Seriously, I looked and went, wow. So they've been having a party
But
down
I
there.
love when it slides.
Yeah.
You're like, somebody has to use his brakes.
Oh, I just love to see it.
No. And they came and ate on my matoke.
Up by the staff. Did they destroy everything?
No, I think they were shocked by Papales's dogs.
Oh.
That annoying thing. And left.
I didn't know the elephants went up to the staff garden.
It did. It ate my matoke leaves.
Yes, it's amazing when you hear them breathe, isn't it? Because you think they must be so close.
Yes, I was shocked if Papales heard it. Like, wow, Papales hearing this, he should have been.
Well, he called me on my balcony. His security light went on. And I said, the elephant's down here, Papa Les. Really? Oh, the dogs must have gone down looking for it.
No, they don't back for the elephant.
They don't? Ah.
The bigger animal, so they cannot tempt. They can, but normally, whenever they hear it, they are calm. There's nothing we can do to it.
So
An
they could have been the
elephant
dogs
with the
down
dog,
there. Yeah.
They will never be friends. Elephant hates to hear the sound of a dog.
That's interesting. I never thought about the dogs with elephants.
No, it's a big animal compared to them, so they have to.
Yeah, they should just have to be quiet and hide and not get spotted. Oh, by the way, I was doing my walk 5:30. There was a Mzungu there walking around on his own
Wow.
on our trails. And
interesting.
yeah, he'd just come out of the forest. I think I was quite nice to him, but I was a bit annoyed and I was shocked as well. He's at whatever, that place, the new place, and he was just going for a walk. I said, you're absolutely not supposed to be in the park, especially not on your own. You're supposed to buy a permit, and told him a few things to just tell him how dangerous it was. But I said, this is private land as well. I think he wanted to go on his own and find his own way using Google Maps, but I mean, it wasn't much later that the elephant was there.
He should have also been shocked seeing you.
I think he was. I think he was a bit intrigued. He didn't expect to see someone there. Because he booked his own trip, nobody's told him that he can't just go into the forest, which is surprising.
Why, he should be knowing that. How dare you go in the forest by yourself? Are you thieving?
Well, there's no fence, is there? There's nothing that says keep out of the forest. I think he was innocent, so I said, go that way. Those Hadada ibis are hilarious, aren't they? I wonder how long I could have stood there arguing with them. Maybe I'll have to try that one day. See who is the first one to give up or fly off or walk away. And what's your view of last week's trespasser? Was he an innocent or was he not? If you like the sound of visiting Sunbird Hill, the Sunbird Hill experience is a half-day activity that supports the work of In the Shadow of Chimpanzees. You can contact Sunbird Hill directly or send me a message on Instagram, LinkedIn, or via my blog, Diary of a Muzungu. You've been listening to the East Africa Travel Podcast, recorded from Arusha in Tanzania, with Charlotte Beauvoisin, author of Diary of a Muzungu. Thanks for listening. See you next time. Don't forget to follow and comment and share. It means so much to me. Asante.
Hello.